The Lloydminster Bobcats season starts tonight at the Centennial Civic Centre with a matchup against the Calgary Canucks. Here's our Thomas Wildman with more on the Bobcats opening weekend.
Today I'm joined by Brad Riella, the head coach of the Lloydminster Bobcats, and he is here today to help us preview their home opener, which will be taking place this weekend. And so thank you so much for being with us today, Brad.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
And so the Bobcats had a very strong finish to their preseason, picking up 2 wins against the Fort McMurray Oil Barons. Brad, what is the feeling coming out of the locker room right now after those 2 good victories to finish out the preseason?
Yeah, it was good. I mean, obviously you don't want to overthink it in the preseason, but the biggest thing is just getting us to where we need to be as far as how we're playing. So obviously we weren't happy with the way that our last home preseason game went against Sherwood Park, and we had some things that we needed to adjust and work on, and you know, Jeff and I are both quite proud of the kids and how receptive they were to that. And you know, you saw those structural changes when we were in Fort McMurray there. So it was a tough trip, and it's a tough rink to play in anytime, whether it's regular season, playoffs, preseason. But no, I thought we responded really well, and we're just excited to kick things off in the regular season here.
And so the Bobcats had 2 major announcements. The first was the acquisition of Blake Setter, as well as you guys named Caden Cabana as your guys' team captain. Talk to me about those 2 players and the importance that Caden will bring as the captain for this team.
It was good to add Setter to our lineup. He's a big body that can move, and he's got a lot of experience. I think he's played about 105 games in the Alberta Junior Hockey League, and I actually coached against him in the BC Hockey League last year. We ran into his team at Coquitlam in the playoffs. So he brings a lot to our group, and we're excited about the type of person he is and the things that he brings. So obviously a welcome addition up front, and gives us some added depth and experience there. And then, yeah, just to speak on Cabby being named captain, I think it was a unanimous decision as far as you know, our coaching staff and our management staff and our front office staff. He's obviously he's a stand-up individual, and he's somebody that we feel very comfortable is going to do an excellent job leading our group moving forward. So really proud of Cabby, and you know, it's a well-deserved honor for him, and it's something that I know he's going to take very seriously and take a lot of pride in. So we're excited to have him lead our group here this season.
And so, Brad, this weekend you'll be taking on 2 South Division opponents in the Calgary Canucks and the Drumheller Dragons. Talk to me about the differences of taking on a team out of your main division here in the North versus one taking on teams from the South Division.
I guess I have a unique perspective, just not having been through it before with the North and the South, and now with the interlock, it's a cool opportunity for you know, to have some of those teams from the South come over. But no, I mean, our biggest priority right now is just how we're playing and how we're doing things. So obviously we're going to prepare as much as we can for those 2 teams. And I know I can speak for myself as a coach. I'm looking at Friday night. I mean, that's just how I you know, like to do things, and just preparing our team to win in the home opener. And that's our main focus. So you know, obviously we're excited to play in front of our fans and in front of our community, and you know, now that the preseason's over, really show them what we're going to bring as a hockey club this year. No, just I think it's going to be a really exciting time for our city, and something that our organization obviously takes a lot of pride in. So I know there's a lot of activities planned, and I'm sure it's going to be a fantastic night at the Civic there. And we're all just, you know, myself and the players and staff, we're all just really looking forward to it. This is what we work for all summer, and I think everybody's been waiting since the season ended. So we're just excited to get started here.
Thank you so much for all the information, Brad, and good luck to you and the Bobcats on your home opener weekend.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for having me on.
And now let's check in with Abby St. John, who has another look at weather.
Thanks so much, Jace. We are sitting at 21 degrees here in Lloydminster. We saw a very nice day comparatively to yesterday, so that was always nice to see that sun coming out, and it was a very warm day out, which I appreciated, as I'm sure a lot of people did, especially since we're still in September. Across the region, 24 in Edmonton and Rocky Mountain House, and up in Whitecourt, 23 in Athabasca, and in Edson, 21 in Cold Lake, and 26 in Jasper, and Red Deer sitting at 25. And then on the Saskatchewan side, you have 20 in Meadow Lake, 17 in Prince Albert, Melfort sitting at 16, and then North Battleford and Saskatoon are both sitting at 21 degrees. So very warm in those regions as well. And then if we take a look more up north on the Saskatchewan side, 20 in La Loche and in Buffalo Narrows, 13 in Wollaston Lake and in Flin Flon, 12 in South End, 13 also out in Uranium City, and 18 in Stony Rapids. And then if we take a look on the Alberta side, they are sitting at warmer temperatures as well. 24 in Peace River, Slave Lake, and Fort McMurray, 23 in Fort Chipewyan, 25 in Grand Prairie, and then High Level is sitting at 21 degrees. And then taking a look more northern temperatures similar to what we saw up north, 25 in Medicine Hat, 24 in Coronation and Calgary, 23 in Banff, and 27 in Lethbridge. So we're still seeing those summerish temperatures down south in Alberta. On the Saskatchewan side, a little bit cooler, 21 in Kindersley and in Moose Jaw, 20 in Estevan, Regina, and Swift Current, and then 16 out in Yorkton. And then taking a look overnight tonight in North Battleford, they will be sitting very clear out tonight. They'll have a very clear evening with temperatures at 6 degrees. So it's going to be a very nice evening out in North Battleford. Cold Lake is the same, sitting clear skies overnight tonight with a low of 5. So it's going to be fairly cool, but we'll have those clear skies, so it still should be a fairly nice evening. And then temperatures across the region, everywhere is sitting very clear overnight tonight, which is nice to see, and coolish temperatures, but still very nice evening out. 5 degrees in Meadow Lake, 6 in Bonnyville, Provost, and Paradise Hill, and then Isle La Crosse is sitting at 10 degrees, so it's going to be quite warm out tonight in Isle La Crosse. And then more overnight temperatures across the region, 5 in Mirnam, Pierceland, and in Wainwright, 6 in Unity, and 8 in Calgary. Very clear skies. In Calgary, there's going to be a little bit of cloud coverage, but for the most part, it should remain fairly clear. And then overnight tonight here in Lloydminster, we'll be sitting at 7 degrees. That wind is going to pick up just a little bit, but we will have a very clear evening, or at least we should have a very clear evening. So tonight is going to be looking very nice here in the border city. And then over the next 7 days, tomorrow you'll wake up with a daytime high of 25 degrees. Very sunny day, so Saturday is going to be a fantastic day out. So definitely take advantage of that weather with a low of 7. So the evening should also be nice as well. On Sunday, it's going to be the same thing, 25 as your daytime high and then 7 as your low. It should be fairly warm out just like Saturday. However, there's going to be a little bit of cloud coverage. So definitely make sure you can still check out outside because it's still going to be a very nice day out. And then on Monday, it's going to be a very nice warm day, mix of sun and cloud throughout the day with a high of 23 and a low of 5. And then things start to kind of cool off when we hit Tuesday, but it still should remain sunny for the rest of the week. 16 is your daytime high for Tuesday with a low of 5. 15 is also on Wednesday as your high with a low of 3. 16 on Thursday with a low of 5, and then on Friday to round out your 7-day forecast will be a high of 19 and a low of 7 with a mix of sun and cloud. That is a look at your 7-day forecast, and remember, if you want to send in your weather photos, please email us at weather@stingray.com.
I'm joined today here on Primetime Local News by Michelle Duchek. She's the Vice Chair of the Arts Without Borders Festival Committee. Very exciting time as Arts Without Borders are putting on a lot of events over the next couple of weeks here in Lloydminster. And it starts with some events this weekend. So before we get into everything that's planned in, Michelle, I know it's a lot. First of all, just tell me a little bit about the festival in general and what the mission is.
Well, it's actually an interesting story. We started back, I'm thinking 2007, with the Lieutenant Governor of Alberta Arts Awards, and we actually won the right to host the gala because we promised to set up an arts festival and keep it running, and we have. And so since then, every year except 1 year, because COVID, we've kept the festival going, and we've had some events that we don't do anymore. Some events we've continued throughout the whole span of it. And we're really excited to this year. We've moved it from our traditional week in June to like a month covering into September and October, which means we can spread out some of the events so we're not exhausted by the end of it. And so that also gives more people the opportunity to experience.
It seems like it's a really good idea too to have it across over from September here all the way into October, because people are able to, take part in what they want, have a little break. They don't feel pressure to do it all in a small time frame. You just mentioned that the events are kicking off this Saturday. I know there's gonna be a fine art show taking place at the museum. Can you take us through some of the events that are gonna be taking place over the span of the festival and how people can take part in them?
Well, in addition to the fine art show opening this Saturday at the museum, and it will run until the 20th, 21st of October, we'll also be actually having a guided art walk of our downtown art murals tomorrow afternoon, starting at 12:30. But prior to that, you can actually join us at the old bus depot, where residents in recovery are having a breakfast or a brunch, because it starts at 11. And then they're gonna have a presentation, and then we will go on the tour. And so you'll get to see some of the art, the murals that a lot of people don't know exist. And there's a lot more than you think about. And it's a good example of public art. So then we've got a bunch of other things. Every year, the museum puts together a community art project between the 22nd of September and the 14th of October. And you can make origami butterflies, and then they will hang them in the museum as an installation, and that's going to be pretty cool. And so then and that actually ties in with the same dates as Culture Days, which is a 2-week or a big span of time where communities are encouraged across the country to show off arts and culture events and make them available for free to the public. And so that's what they're doing this year. We've also got one of our more popular events is the Lloydminster Reads, which is our books discussion night. And that is this year we are discussing Anthony Badalka's Going to Beautiful. And it is a wonderful book set primarily in a community, a rural community, a prairie community, allegedly south of Saskatoon in the winter, which is something we all can relate to. And so that night, Tony will be here, and we'll have a discussion, and we'll be able to ask him questions and meet the author and all that stuff. And that'll be on the September 28th. And you can go to our website and click the link to purchase tickets. Another extremely popular event happens on October 11th, and that is our jazz night. And this year it's featuring songs from the American Songbook. So there'll be some vocals performances as well. And that again is a ticketed event. And so you'll have to purchase tickets again via a link on our website. And you can either just come to the concert, or you can purchase tickets for dinner and a show. So it's always a good night. And then our local community theater group is doing a play. We don't have any information about dates and ticket sales yet, but that would be going up on our website as well.
Perfect. It's nice to see all the different aspects of art. You're not just going down music, but there's music, there's reading, and dance. It's really nice to see everything.
Yeah, what we want to do is we want to show literary arts, performing arts, visual arts, and And we also want to encourage people to participate and create a bit of art by participating with the community art project. And we also encourage people to get inspired. I mean, if you go to the Lloydminster Reads, you're also going to meet 4 local authors who are going to be doing a presentation of their latest works. That might inspire you to, finish that novel you've been dreaming about all those years. November's coming up, which is National Novel Writing Month, so you might want to get ready for that. And by doing the origami butterflies, you might be inspired to expand and continue with origami, or find another art like that you can do as a family even. And a lot of we want to do all this stuff to encourage people to see what local art is out there.
And it really seems like there's been a lot of local art projects taking off. Obviously, a lot of murals going up recently, and the Faces of Lloydminster is another one that happened over the summer here. Do you think that the Lloydminster art scene is growing at this moment?
I think it is growing. It's not so much that it's growing, is that through stuff like Arts Without Borders and the Faces of Lloydminster, is that people are becoming more aware of what is going on in the arts community. And Arts Without Border has brought together various groups that we want to, you have different sort of silos of art, and to bring them together sort of under an umbrella so that we can encourage them to continue, and also that inspire.
Well, Michelle, thank you so much for taking some time to talk with us about everything that's planned. I know there's so much, and I hope everything goes well over the next couple of weeks here.
Coming up tomorrow, the City of Lloydminster invites you and your family to Fall Fest. It's taking place at Bud Miller Park, and there's so many great activities that you and your family are going to enjoy, and it's free. You can take a wagon ride. You can find your way through the hay maze. There's going to be a craft tent, so an opportunity to be creative. There's going to be bouncy castles, face painting, different games for the kids. There's going to be great food. There's going to be a corn roast, hot dogs, plus some great live entertainment as well. The Prairie Dogs will be entertaining. There's going to be the Ernestine Hatpin show as well. Plus, there's an opportunity for you to get a great fall photo with your family. Fall Fest, it's coming up tomorrow here at Bud Miller Park. It's free, and it runs from noon until 5. Another great event is taking place in Bud Miller Park this weekend. Coming up on Sunday morning, it is the annual Terry Fox Run. Registration starts at 9 a.m. on Sunday morning. Then the run or the walk will get underway at 10 o'clock. So you can run 5K, you can walk 5K. Maybe you just want to go for a nice stroll around the lake, and that's how you're going to support the Terry Fox Foundation. There's still time for you to get registered at terryfox.org. That's also where you can head online to pledge your support to somebody who's already registered to take part in the run this year. The goal for Lloydminster this year is to raise $10,000. They're just over halfway there, so you can support this important cause by showing up on Sunday morning or by making that donation online right now at terryfox.org. And this month is Big Brothers Big Sisters month, and here in Lloydminster they're hosting their big barbecue coming up on Monday. So you can stop by their office at lunchtime, make a donation, enjoy that great barbecue, and support a great local organization. Well, whatever you choose to do this weekend, we hope you stay safe and stay healthy.
What's Happening is brought to you by Northern Factory Workwear, Circle Drive East, Saskatoon, and Highway 17 South, Lloydminster.
Furniture set and design supplied by Furniture Gallery, downtown Lloydminster.
I'm very excited to be joined by Tim Shipton, the Executive Vice President of the OEG Sports and Entertainment Group, and he is here today to talk to us about the Celebrating Oil Country event, which will be taking place in Vermilion this year. And so thank you so much for being with me today, Tim.
Thanks very much, Thomas.
And so this is the second year of the Celebrating Oil Country initiative. What was the idea behind this event for the OEG, as well as how the first year for the event went?
Last year was our inaugural Celebrating Oil Country, and we selected Whitecourt, Alberta as the first participant in the event. very delighted to have chosen Vermilion for this year celebrating oil country. I mean, Vermilion checks all the boxes for us. A great community spirit, very active minor hockey association. Obviously got the junior team playing in Vermilion, and a really rabid fan base for the Oilers. So when we were looking to find a community to continue to build on the success of the first year, Vermilion was an easy choice for us.
And so, Tim, what are some of the festivities that will be taking place here in Vermilion as well as throughout all of oil country?
Well, first and foremost, is an opportunity for us to say thank you to those communities across oil country that we get so much support for the team. Obviously, a very exciting time as we're contending for the Stanley Cup this year. I think we've got a great team on the ice, and this is about us bringing a little bit of that Oilers magic to Vermilion. So on November 1st, we're going to be bringing the Oilers traveling caravan out to Vermilion. That's going to include Oilers alumni. Will include our mascot Hunter. Will include our orange and blue ice crew, which you see at games on the ice. You'll see numerous executives from OEG and other celebrities coming out to help celebrate. And there'll be activities throughout the day. We'll have a celebration earlier in the day with community leaders. We'll be visiting schools in Vermilion. Our alumni will be hosting some on-ice sessions with local minor hockey groups, and then it's going to culminate with a big game the Vermilion Tigers are hosting. We're going to come out, watch that game, watch some great junior hockey in Vermilion, and really celebrate. We're also going to be hosting Oilers Now with Bob Stauffer live from Vermilion. So we think that there's going to be a lot of things for the community to do. A big chance for us to say thank you. It's just the start of it, Thomas. After November 1st, the big celebrating oil country game at Rogers Place is going to take place on November 4th. And that's when we're inviting as many people from the community as possible to come to Rogers Place for that Oilers game. And there'll be different recognitions, both in venue here at Rogers Place and then also on our Sportsnet broadcast. And it's about shining a light on the great things happening in Vermilion. And as I said, saying thank you.
Thank you so much for all the information, Tim, and we will hopefully see you and the rest of the Oilers Entertainment Group out here at Vermilion, and then hopefully a bunch of us will be able to come to that Oilers game on November 4th.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Taking a final look at your weekend weather forecast, we're going to see a very nice weekend this weekend. A high of 25 on both Saturday and Sunday. Tomorrow should be a bright sunny day for Saturday, and then there will be a little bit more heavier cloud coverage on Sunday, but it will still be fairly warm out. And then on Monday, another warm day, mix of sun and cloud with a high of 23 and a low of 5 to wrap up your weekend weather forecast.
Awesome. Well, looking forward to that. Hopefully people can get out and do. I know there's so much going on in the community.
Absolutely. And it's a perfect weekend for all these activities, especially the outside activities to go on.
For sure. That's all the time we have for this edition of Primetime Local News. We'll see you again on Monday.